Please join me in the pledge to the Bible. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make a lamp to my feet and a light into my path. I will hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. Thank you. We've been working through the problem of sin. Do you know the problem of sin is the biggest problem ever? It is the reason why we have so many other problems. So what is sin? Okay, let's try that all together. Sin is any lack of conformity to or transgression of the law of God. What is sin? Conformity to or transgression of the law. And what is meant by lack of conformity? Thank you, Matthew. You're a rock star. And what is meant by transgression? And you're going to say, doing what God forbids. What is meant by transgression? Great. Let's do some of our sound offs. And I think these have to go with our new virtue this week of openness. So God is opposed to the proud. Wisdom is those who are faithful with little will be faithful with much. So yesterday we started our new virtue. What is our new virtue? Openness, yes. And what is openness? Who can tell me what is openness? Oh, my genius third grader, go ahead. Yes. And what is another word we use that goes along with openness? We used this word yesterday. Matthew? Yes, curiosity. Matthew's on a roll today. All right, so let's talk about what is the opposite of openness. What would be the opposite? Opposite of openness. Yes, certainly. What? Unwillingness, okay. If something is not opened, it is? Thank you. It is closed. If it is not open, it's closed. So it would be closed-mindedness. And closed-mindedness is when you do not even want to think about anything different than you already know. So how do we know how much openness we should have and if it's too much or too little? Well, I kind of thought of it like this. If you think about a window, especially in your car, if you think about your mind being like your car window. So think about if you go to H-E-B in the summertime and it is 100 degrees outside and you have a long list. You're going to be in the store for a while. What are you going to do to your car window? Yes, Mason. What are you going to do? Well, it's already closed. What are you going to do if it's really hot outside? Yes. Open it. You're going to open it. So do you open it all the way, or do you just leave it open a little bit? Open it a little bit, okay? So why wouldn't you open it all the way? You want to leave it open a little bit to let the fresh air in, but why wouldn't you leave it open all the way? Okay, it might bring too much more hot air in. What else? Yes, you. Okay, somebody can come in and steal your car. What else could happen? Yes. Right, you could get a bunch of gross bugs in your car, right? Well, it's the same thing with your mind. You need to leave it open enough, just enough to let the fresh air, fresh thoughts in, but you don't want to leave it so open that you allow all the bad things, the bad thoughts, the things that are not true, good, and beautiful to get inside and take over. So I'm going to read a little part of the Bible. Paul and Silas, the apostles, were going around a place called Thessalonica, and they went into the synagogue to teach that Jesus was the Christ. So they began to speak, and they explained through the scriptures that Jesus was the Christ. And the people in Thessalonica, we were closed-minded. So from chapter 17 of Acts in verse 5, it says, "But the Jews who were not persuaded became envious, and they took some of the evil men from the marketplace, and gathering a mob, set all the city in an uproar and attacked the house of Jason and sought to bring them out to the people." So that was their response to the gospel because they were closed-minded. So Paul left and he went to a place called Berea. And the people in Berea had a different response to the gospel. Paul read them the same scriptures and explained the same way that Jesus was the Christ. And here was their response. They said, "Then the brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas there to Berea. When they arrived, they went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more fair-minded than those in Thessalonica in that they received the word with all readiness and searched the scriptures daily to find out whether these things were so. Therefore, many of them believed, and also not a few of the Greeks, prominent women as well as men." So they searched and they were curious and they figured it out on their own that this was true. So today we're going to roll down the window of our mind a little bit, enough to let the fresh thinking in. And as we do that, we're going to think more about Jesus. May the Lord be with you today and keep your mind cracked a little bit open, learning something new about Jesus. The Lord be with you. Have a great day.